Looking for an easier way to charge your Android phone while driving? A good wireless car charger can keep your phone powered without dealing with cables every time you get in the car. But with so many options available in 2026, choosing the right one can be confusing. In this video, we're checking out 5 of the best wireless car chargers for Android in 2026, focusing on charging speed, phone compatibility, mounting strength, design, and overall value. Whether you use a Samsung Galaxy, Google Pixel, or another Qi-compatible Android phone, there should be an option here that fits your needs. So, let's get started and find the wireless car charger that's right for you. Number 7. The generic 10-watt auto-clamping wireless car charger you'll find under a dozen different no-name listings on Amazon. On paper, it looks competitive. It claims up to 10 watts for Samsung and LG phones, 7.5 watts for iPhone, and 5 watts as a fallback for anything else. And it even throws in a QC 3.0 car adapter and a Type-C cable in the box, so you're not left hunting for accessories. The case compatibility is listed at just 0.2 inches, which is thinner than almost every other charger on this list. So if you run a thicker protective case, you're probably taking it off every time you get in the car. The bigger issue is that this is a rebadged product. The exact same charger shows up under different brand names depending on the week, which means the reviews you're reading might be for slightly different hardware than what shows up at your door. It clamps automatically, and it does charge, so it's not unusable. But you're relying entirely on a company with no track record, no consistent branding, and no real customer support behind it. If your charger dies in 8 months, good luck finding who actually made it. This is the pick for someone who wants to try wireless car charging for the lowest possible cost and doesn't mind if it's disposable. Everyone else should spend a little more for a charger from a company that'll still exist next year. Number 6. The iAudi Easy One Touch Wireless 2 in the CD slot and air vent combo version. iAudi has been making phone mounts for over a decade, and this one reflects that experience in its build quality. It delivers up to 10 watts of charging, and iAudi specifically updated the internal circuit board and airflow on this version to reduce the overheating that plagued earlier wireless car mounts. The case compatibility goes up to 6 mm, which covers almost any case on the market, and the adjustable foot handles phones up to 3.6 inches wide. Here's where it shows its age though. This isn't an auto-clamping mount. You manually squeeze the cradle open with the Easy One Touch mechanism, which was innovative when iAudi introduced it, but 7 years later, it feels like a step backward next to the auto-sensing clamps that dominate this list. You're doing a two-handed motion every time you get in the car, which defeats some of the point of going wireless in the first place. The mounting hardware itself, with both a CD slot connector and an air vent bracket in the box, is genuinely versatile and works in almost any car. If you specifically want a mount that doesn't rely on batteries or motors to open and close, and you like the idea of fewer moving parts that can fail, this is a solid, boring, reliable choice. If you want true hands-free convenience, keep scrolling. Number 5. The Belkin Boost Up Wireless Charging Vent Mount, rated at 10 watts. Belkin's reputation for quality control is a real asset here, and the charger backs it up with a clear wattage breakdown. 10 watts for Samsung and Apple devices, 5 watts as the universal fallback for everything else. It includes 2 USB-A ports built into the mount itself, so passengers can charge their phones or a tablet the old-fashioned way, while your phone charges wirelessly up front. The rotation range covers a full 180 degrees between portrait and landscape, which is enough for most navigation setups. The catch shows up when you look at case compatibility. Belkin caps it at 3 mm and explicitly states it won't work through metal-backed cases. That's tighter than several other chargers on this list, so if you run a heavy-duty case like an OtterBox Defender, you may need to charge with the case off, which somewhat defeats the set-it-and-forget-it appeal. The arm grips are also manual, not auto-clamping, so you're placing and adjusting the phone by hand each time rather than dropping it in and letting the charger do the work. Belkin's brand trust and the dual USB-A ports make this a strong pick if you regularly have passengers who need to charge devices too. If auto-clamping and thicker case compatibility matter more to you, there are better options ahead. Here's something worth flagging before we go further. 2 of the picks still to come use the exact same auto-clamping mechanism, But one of them adds a feature the other doesn't: a sensor that detects your phone before you even touch the cradle. That one small difference is going to separate a genuinely great charger from a merely good one later in this list. Number 4. The VanMass 2021 upgraded 15-watt wireless car charger mount. VanMass pushes its wattage further than the previous entries, offering 15 watts for Android phones instead of 10, and backs that with what the company calls a thermostatic fast charging system designed to manage heat at that higher output. The clamp arms are lined with shock-absorbing EVA foam and a curved silicone rubber grip, which is a nicer touch than the bare plastic clamps you'll find on cheaper mounts, and it protects your phone's frame from scratching over months of daily use. Case compatibility goes up to 6 millimeters, matching the better chargers on this list. The catch is compatibility scope. VanMass lists support for iPhone 13 and older, Samsung up through the S21 and Note 20, and Pixel 4 XL and 3 XL specifically. There's no mention of newer Pixel or Galaxy generations in the official listing, which means if you're running a current generation flagship, you're relying on general Qi compatibility rather than a confirmed fit. It'll likely still charge fine since Qi is a standard, but VanMass hasn't explicitly tested or listed the newest phones. The auto-clamping mechanism itself uses a gravity sensor and responds quickly. For anyone with a phone from the last 3 or 4 years, this is a genuinely strong charger, with better cushioning than most of the list. Just don't expect the box to name-check your exact current year flagship. Number 3. The Scosche wireless car charger with auto-clamping vent mount, rated at 10 watts. Scosche has been building car audio and mounting accessories since 1980, and that long history shows in how straightforward this charger is to use. The auto-sensing arms close as soon as your phone aligns with the internal charging coil, and a side button releases it with one motion, no fumbling required. Scosche explicitly lists compatibility with Qi-enabled Android phones alongside iPhone, and the current listing covers current generation Samsung Galaxy S25 and S24 phones, along with the Note 20, 10, and 9 series, so this is one of the more up-to-date compatibility lists on this countdown. The limitation here is wattage. 10 watts is respectable, but it's the charging ceiling for this model. There's no 15-watt mode, even with a fast car adapter, so if you're comparing pure charging speed against the 15-watt chargers later on this list, Scosche falls behind on paper. In daily use, most people won't notice much difference between 10 and 15 watts on a short commute, since wireless charging speed differences matter most on longer drives. What you're really paying for with Scosche is the reliability of a company that's been refining car mounts for over 4 decades, and a compatibility list that isn't years out of date. If raw charging speed is your top priority, there's faster ahead. If you just want something that works, from a brand that'll still support it, this earns its spot solidly in the middle of the pack. Number 2. The Anker PowerWave 7.5 car charger, with the included air vent phone holder and QC 3.0 adapter. Anker built its reputation on charging hardware specifically, not phone mounts that happen to include a charger, and that focus shows. This version explicitly includes a 2-port Quick Charge 3.0 car adapter in the box, which matters because several chargers on this list require you to already own a QC 3.0 adapter to hit their advertised fast charging speeds. Anker just gives you one. The charging output is 7.5 watts for iPhone and a full 10 watts for Samsung Galaxy and LG flagship phones, and it charges directly through cases up to 5 millimeters thick. The honest limitation is that this isn't an auto-clamping mount. You're securing the phone with a manual 2-motion grip, similar to the iOtti further up this list, so if hands-free clamping convenience is your main draw to wireless car charging, this won't deliver it. What Anker does deliver is charging consistency and an 18-month warranty backed by a company that answers support tickets. The included car adapter alone is worth factoring into the value here, since buying a separate QC 3.0 adapter for one of the clamp-style chargers would close most of the price gap anyway. If you want dependable charging hardware from a brand built around exactly that, and you don't mind a manual mount, this is an easy recommendation. Number 1. The Andobil wireless car charger mount, the version that includes the QC 3.0 adapter in the box. Andobil's charging tiers are clearly documented. 15 watts for LG's G7 ThinQ and V30 Plus, 10 watts for a wide range of Samsung phones including the S21, S20, Note 20, and Note 10 series, and 7.5 watts for iPhone. The clamp arm extends from about 2 inches to just over 4 inches, which Andobil states comfortably fits phones between 4.7 and 6.8 inches, covering nearly every current phone, including larger Ultra and Pro Max models with a case on. The standout feature is speed of operation. Andobil claims the arms open in just 1/10 of a second, and in practice, that auto-clamping motion feels noticeably snappier than some of the slower clamp mechanisms earlier on this list. Here's the honest catch. To actually hit that 15 or 10 watt ceiling, you need the QC 3.0 adapter running the show. And while Andobil does include one in this particular bundle, if you ever buy a replacement car adapter down the line, it needs to also support Quick Charge 3.0, or you'll quietly drop back down to 5 watts without any clear warning that you've lost fast charging. That's a small thing to keep in mind, not a deal breaker. For the combination of documented wattage tiers, wide phone size compatibility, and a genuinely fast clamp mechanism, Andobil earns a strong spot near the top of this list. And that's our look at the 5 best wireless car chargers for Android in 2026. The best choice really depends on what matters most to you: fast charging, a strong and secure mount, easy installation, or simply getting the best value for your money. Before buying, make sure the charger supports your Android phone, and check whether your device or case supports Qi 2 or magnetic charging. Newer Android phones are increasingly adopting Qi 2, while older devices may need a compatible magnetic case or may work better with a standard Qi charger. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more useful tech reviews and buying guides. Thanks for watching.